Hello, baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Welcome into On Deck. I'm Tyler Redmond. As always, thank you so much for checking out the channel. I do appreciate it. While you're here, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell for notifications so that you can stay up to date with everything going on here at On Deck, and of course with the Atlanta Braves, who had a very exciting night last night as they took on the Colorado Rockies in the series finale. Spencer Strider on the mound, and when he's on the mound, you can be pretty confident that the Braves are going to walk away with a W, which they did, but never in my wildest dreams would I have thought we would see what we saw last night. Spencer Strider not only pitched 8 innings while only giving up 2 hits, he also broke the Atlanta record for strikeouts, previously held by Hall of Famer John Smoltz, who had 15. Spencer, of course, picking up a sweet 16 strikeouts last night. I really hope you got to watch this game in full. It was a storybook game. It was well produced. Credit to the Bally Sports team bringing in Brian McCann, who was an excellent voice to have on such an occasion. Again, just a great game for Spencer Strider and a great game for the Atlanta Braves. But, you know, obviously a perfect game would be nice, a no-hitter would be nice, but resting the pen, pitching 8 innings and allowing only 2 hits is pretty special too. Can't say enough about what rookie Spencer Strider was able to do last night, and I think now he's more than just in the Rookie of the Year conversation. He's got to be considered the front runner at this point. Not just for last night, but also for what he's been able to do all year long. This season, he's been really hard to string hits together on. It's been really hard to make contact on. He's posted a 2.67 ERA, 9-4 on the year, 174 strikeouts. That's 9th most in Major League Baseball. He's leading the game in strikeouts per 9 with 13.7 strikeouts per 9. Granted, he's thrown much less innings than most starting pitchers because he started the year in the pen. But make no mistake, last night he confirmed his spot as a starter. No doubt about it. Not that he hadn't done it before, but he showed you what he can do. I was worried about whether or not he could be a starter early in the year, and sure, I was off the map. He proved me incorrect, but I had legitimate reasons to be concerned. Take a look. The one concern I have, and you could have, and you may have, about putting Spencer Strider in the starting rotation is that he is limited on the variety of pitches he throws. What I mean by that: Strider throws a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup. He throws that fastball 70% of the time, that slider 27% of the time, and the changeup 3% of the time. There's just not a ton of variety there. That could lead to trouble. It could have an effect on him going longer in games because, you know, especially the third time through the order. And that's why I think the debate lingers about making him a starter. If he had, you know, maybe even just one more pitch, or maybe even just use that changeup a little bit more. He throws 3 pitches, but right now it's really only 2 because he's relying solely on that fastball and the slider. He's been nasty, make no mistake about it, but you could have that concern. It could lead to issues down the road. As that being said, I'm more than happy to give him a shot in the rotation, even if it is only temporary. But that was my concern at the time. In fact, Peter Moylans actually shared in the postgame show last night that he had the exact same concern early on in the year for Spencer Strider. How could a guy who only has a couple of different pitches make his way through the lineup 2 to 3 times and be successful? Well, he's of course proven us both wrong, and now the question is, how has Spencer Strider been able to do this and be successful this far into the season? Shouldn't it have broken down by now? Well, I actually asked Braves Hall of Fame pitching coach Leo Mazzoni that very question early on this year. If you remember in my Leo Mazzoni interview, that interview is of course on the channel, but I did ask him, you know, could Spencer Strider be successful in the starting rotation? And this is what the Braves Hall of Famer had to say. But with a guy like that who has 2 pitches, maybe 3, how successful can they be as a starter?
If you got 2 going, you're going to win. If you got 3 going, you're going to throw a shutout. And if you get narrowed down to 1, you're going to lose. So therefore, he could be. Okay. Absolutely. You know, you're talking about Hall of Fame pitchers that go into the Hall of Fame with 3 pitches. You know, and if you're talking about a guy that, you know, that can pitch multiple innings and has more than 1 pitch, and if you got, we used to have that saying: if you got 2 going, you're going to win. If you got 3 going, you're going to throw a shutout, and if you're narrowed down to 1, you're going to lose.
Now that was my first indication that Spencer Strider could be a starter long term. But I was still suspicious, even up to a week ago. I thought that, if it came to the postseason, and the Braves had to make something shake, maybe to help the bullpen, you could move Spencer Strider to the bullpen, and he could be a real weapon out of the pen. I mean, legit weapon out of the pen, and it could be a big strategy piece by the Braves. Because when a guy who doesn't have a lot of variety of pitches and then proceeds to throw, with high velocity, we tend to think of those guys as bullpen pieces. A lot of people have thought that way this entire year, including myself. I look at Aroldis Chapman, Billy Wagner, Goose Gossage, Emmanuel Clase, Lee Smith, Craig Kimbrell. There's many different relievers, all from different generations, that all have a similar pitch mix and style to Spencer Strider. Even Snit said last night that when he first came up, he reminded him of a young Craig Kimbrell, and now he's reminding him of Tom Seaver. And look, that is, quite the comparison. I think Spencer Strider is the kind of arm that we haven't seen in a long time. I think he's a throwback. Now, Tom Seaver is quite the comparison for Snit to make, but there is some truth to his style and ability being like those of a previous era. At the end of the day, he's a competitor, and it's not just that he throws 100 miles an hour. Plenty of guys in the big leagues do that. It's that he throws it on a regular basis, and it's his ability to command the pitch. Even with that, the movement of his fastball, specifically the illusion of vertical movement up and out of the zone, allows him to give his fastball different looks and kind of creates multiple pitches out of one. And if you're out there saying, well, Tyler, the ability to throw 102 helps, sure it does. Otherwise, they wouldn't throw it that hard. But look at Hunter Green over in Cincinnati, a very similar pitcher to Spencer Strider. He's a rookie, an electric fastball, and he currently holds a 5.26 ERA compared to Spencer Strider's 2.67, so there's a big difference there. What is that difference? Frankly, to me, it's that vertical movement and presentation. Strider has been able to take that and run with it, and it just might win him Rookie of the Year. It's already gave him the strikeout record on the Atlanta Braves, and it just might help the Braves win a World Series. I think at this point, if you're pitching three guys, in a postseason matchup, I think Spencer Strider has to be one of the starters. That's just where I'm at right now. And look, again, a great night for Spencer Strider last night, but don't forget about the rest of the year this kid has had. I think he's, at least the front runner for the Rookie of the Year, and hopefully he goes on to win it. But with that out of the way, guys, we're going to wrap it up with that. Thank you guys for checking this video out. If you'll do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell for notifications so that you can keep up with all things Atlanta Braves. Speaking of which, I got some extra content for you to go check out. Interviews with Tyler Matzik and Luke Jackson that we did earlier this week. They are both on the channel. I would appreciate you to go check that out, and I think you'll enjoy it just as much. With that out of the way, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time right here at On Deck.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.